intro when we did video. So
Yeah. In a minute. I'm done.
yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your girl Nell.
And it's your boy, Steph.
And
We back with another video, y'all.
we are.
And I know y'all didn't see us like this in a minute, man, but we back. We finally back. I feel like the month of July was like a lot
You
of
said the
stuff
month of who?
happened. Of July.
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought you
a
said
lot of
month
stuff.
of J.
A lot of stuff happened. A lot of stuff was going on. Had a lot of, greatness happening. So formulating, preparing ourselves for greatness, y'all. Y'all don't even know how great what's finna arise, but greatness is about to arise, y'all. But this video today is gonna be about growing pains, man, because that's been something real true and true in my life and my family life, that I just know that us going through these growing pains. And a brother of mine at the church literally told us that man, he just walked up to us one day. He said, "You know why y'all going through that?" I mean, we didn't even tell him nothing, but he was just like, "Those are growing pains, man," and just the understanding that he can see it on us, like we growing. But the only way you go through growing pains is if you go through growing pains. Some people skip growing pains and just don't even go through that whole part of life, but I feel like that part of life is the greatest part, is the growing pain. Some people run from the pain, and they like when the pain start, they don't like it. I feel like, to me, literally when pain start, that's when I start to actually see who I really am. Because before the pain, it's easy to do stuff. You know what I mean? It's easy to do stuff. It's easy, and I'm gonna just put this in a little more context for y'all so y'all can really understand. I just came from working with a moving company, and it just struck me, like it felt a little weird how like a lot of grown men just want to do the bare minimum, or like they arms start hurting, they complaining, and they don't want to lift heavy stuff. They trying to do two people lifting a one small box dresser, and I'm just like, bro, I thank God that I actually like growing pains. Like that's why I get up and work out and can do this and still be sore and still move and do stuff, because that pain literally tells me that I'm doing something right. You know what I mean? Like all the growing pains, even in marriage, in my marriage, all the growing pains I had to go through. And one thing I really want to speak about, and I'm gonna let her go, but one thing I really want to speak about is one thing I really want to speak about is just the growing pain. Number one, and I'm just gonna speak this for all my men out there. The number one growing pain I had to understand, which is growing up, though, a lot. Growing up mentally and spiritually. I'm not talking about growing up and just becoming another age. I'm saying like the number one growing pain I had to go through and understand was literally sex. That's the greatest growing pain that I had to overcome in my mind and in my physical, because coming from a person that, man, I used to always want to have sex, I used to always have sex, you know what I mean? So to actually be at a point to where like you have to like God literally wants you to like exit that out your mind. And it's like spiritually is amazing, but that battle is extremely hard. And when I say exit out your mind, don't mean that it's not a part of my life, but meaning that's not what I focus on. You know what I mean? A lot of times I focused on that for other things, or like if I was tired at work, I focused on that. If I was this, I focused on that. And God is trying to realign all my focuses. That's why a lot of stuff has been changing. That's why really Corey just was telling me today, another growing pain I'm going through was with smoking. And another thing, what Corey told me today, he was like, man, you don't be smoking that much as you used to. He's like, man, I always used to remember you used to be like, man, I'm gonna go put one in the sky store. And I told him, man, it's hard, but I haven't been smoking as much as I used to. Like, y'all, I can tell y'all, I'm trying to stop smoking. And thank God for the days that he have that I haven't been smoking, like days I miss smoking. Because before that did used to be a thing, but I thank God for just having me smoke the amount that I do now, which is nowhere near compared to what I used to smoke. Like y'all, I'm telling y'all, I used to buy the big papers, the long papers, and smoke like 4, 5, 6 of those a day. 6, 7 of those a day, y'all. Like now I only smoke twice a day. I only buy enough to where I only can get 2 blunts out of it, you know what I mean? So but which is still I'm trying to get off that. But just to see the progress, you know what I mean? Just to see the progress and hear him out his own mouth be like, man, I smoke too much all day, every day. Put me in the perspective of the growing pain because a lot of people miss the growing pain because they be so focused on the pain. They be feeling like they're not growing or they're not doing the right thing or they're not doing what is best for them because it hurt. And I just be understanding like me not being able to have sex as frequently and sex as much, it done grown my mind and grown my spirit into something totally stronger, totally different. I know for a fact if I was able to just simply have sex or easily have sex like I used to, my mind wouldn't be the same because now I'm forced to actually sit, decide, think, and like really see who I am as a person. You know what I mean? Because I really have to tell myself, yeah, you can't have sex. Yeah, you can't do this, and you know what's right, you know what's wrong. So now you gonna actually literally see who you is. You ain't been having sex, but a girl that you think in your mind you want to have sex with and your flesh do, now you get to see who you really is. You know what I mean? Because most people, if they have that opportunity, they just go fall and get back and say, man, I'm sorry, I'm gonna get back up and do better. But for really to see who you is and what you stand on, you have to go through them trials, which I just did. And I felt like the overcoming of that and just really understand, it really taught me to like the worth of my daughter, like what I want for my daughter, you know what I mean? Because I understand that like life is literally about habits and thoughts. It's not about nothing else. As long as you can stay present in your habit and thoughts, man, then you'll be 100% okay is what I learned. Like a lot of times I try to not think ahead of myself because you will forget literally about the growing pains, you know what I mean? And just what all it is, it just grew me up so fast as 22, which I've been growing up fast long, but I still until I said even when I was 20, before we found out that we was pregnant, my mind was still childish. You know what I mean? It was still childish, and I had to really pregnancy really like God literally made me become a man, made me think serious, made me think about the right things, even though sometimes I didn't want to. You know what I mean? Even though sometimes I didn't want to, but I knew what was right and what was wrong. And I have to do that, you know what I mean? Because I have a daughter now, so I have to put like a lot of stuff above my own desires and above my own will. But I'm not no perfect man, you know what I mean? I'm trying. I'm 22 years old. There's a lot of stuff in life I ain't even go through yet, but to understand the meaning of growing pains, man, is real. And I want to just tell somebody, y'all that's watching, man, if y'all going through some type of pain, some type of struggle, some type of like uncomfortable place in your life, and if you're married, if you're in a relationship with your family, if you're with a person at work, I just want to tell y'all the definition of life is meant to deceive you. If you go on Instagram, you look at a person that got all the money, the best cars, all this, that's meant to show you that, to think that you need to get to this place. So when you get to that place, them people that's really behind them cameras, they gonna really be able to control everything. That's why it's meant for you to suffer, but the devil literally used suffering to make you think life is bad. You know what I mean? But God said we have to suffer. We have to go through a long suffering. I'm telling you, everybody that got anything in life that they ever wanted, certain pets or whatever, they had to go through some long suffering before they got that thing. No matter what it looked like, they had to go through some type of suffering before they got that. And it's only the people that's willing to go through that suffering in order to obtain that. So growing pains is one of the biggest things that people miss out on because they don't want to go through that. You know what I mean? They don't want to. One thing I learned though, y'all, and this kind of thing I end on. One thing I learned is pain is gonna tell you who a person really is. And that's what I learned in this life just from being around other men and other people. Pain is gonna tell you uncomfortableness is going to tell you how mentally strong a person is and how much a person care about other people. You know what I mean? Because pain is literally the signal in your body that tells you how much you can take. You know what I mean? And some people can take more levels of pain, and some people can't. But we all bleed the same. We all hurt the same. We all got the same flesh. You know what I mean? So it's literally a signal telling you that pain is deception because it's purely only mental. Pain is only mental when you think about it, but some people too lazy to think about it that way. They just want to see what they can see or what they can feel. You know what I mean? So one thing I wanted to tell y'all, man, growing pain. We all growing. I don't care if you're 67 years old watching this video right now. You still growing. You still got growing pain that you're going to go through in order to get this life. That's why God said, we're not this life is not over until we done, until we check out of here. It's a continual cycle of growing pain. After you get to that point you want to get to, you got some growing pains there that you didn't know about. You got to grow. You got to grow because all of this is molding us for our judgment day with God. That's all this is doing. So it's never one point or one stat that we're gonna get to in life that's gonna solidify us. No, it's not what it's meant to be about. This is a continuous journey of life. So I'm gonna let my wife go. Let her beautiful self speak about some growing pains. But yeah, that's all I want to tell y'all about growing pains. Keep going through them. Go through as many growing pains as you can. And if you're the only person going through that stuff and people calling you crazy and you getting through them and your mental and you know what you're doing, stay on that journey, man. Stay on that line because that's what God gonna meet you at, and that's what He gonna fill in the rest of the gap. I'm telling y'all.
I feel like the biggest I'm talking a little low.
No, you close by the mic.
Okay, I feel like the biggest growing pain that I went through is coming out of being comfortable. It's something that I always been like my whole life. And when I mean comfortable, is like not having to live in survival mode, which is something that I never put myself in. I kind of try to like keep myself away from it, like not hide myself, but when I seen like survival mode coming, I try to like do everything in place so I wouldn't be trying to survive, like trying to have to fight for survival, like they say, like when you go like in the wilderness sometimes, or like having to fend for yourself. It's just I always had that mindset of like, okay, I'm comfortable. I got this done. Everything is nothing's teeter tottering, and if it is, one thing is gonna be greater than the other one. I know the other thing I can get handled quick like that, but I say as growing up and in a marriage, you gotta understand that you're not by yourself anymore. So you may have lived a life of comfortability, being comfortable, but you gotta understand that that's not what marriage or life is about. In reality, you can be as comfortable as you want in your past, but you gotta understand that things are gonna be shooken up. It's gonna be a joke. If you guys don't know, we was our church was reading about Josiah time. If you don't know about Josiah, just I'm gonna sum it up for you. Basically, he shook up the room. He shook up the atmosphere. He wanted to be different and change the perspective of everybody. So that's something that I would say that I've been going through a lot, would be just being not comfortable. But not being comfortable is a good thing, because going through uncomfortable things and it,
Okay, get a little deeper on that. What do you mean by not being comfortable?
like I would say growing up, I would always have the mindset like I have to get money. I gotta get money. I gotta save. That's what I mean by being comfortable. Like having things that you want, or having things that you see, or just making sure you got like just simply have gas in the car. Just simply just go to the doctor when you're not feeling okay. It just that's something that I always made sure when I was like people say when you're independent, it's totally different from when you're in a relationship, because the things that you have done independently as a single person, once you get into a relationship, it's all gonna change, like your mindset, how you think. Cause some majority of the times I think my way is right because that's the way I always been doing it, which is not. But just the whole 360 turn of not being comfortable is the best way to be, because from being uncomfortable you can understand like so much more greatness, so much more understanding by going through the struggle and going and coming out of it, instead of trying to be comfortable and trying to find ways, okay, like let me do this, let me do that. But it's you making it more chaos, and it's better to just be struggling and not really, because nobody's really struggling at the end of the day. We're still breathing, we're still here talking to you guys. So I'm not saying we've been struggling, but it's like it's life. When life give you challenges, I was the person that, like, when life gives you lemons, I'm not making lemonade. I'm making something totally different, because that's something I always had my mindset on. That's what I grew on. That's what my family instilled in me. Like I gotta get. And it's better to, learning through this growing pains, I really understood it's better to give to than to receive. And that was my whole mindset, is like, well, somebody don't give to me, how can I give to them? And that was something really big on. And that just made me think about when I was younger. And it was like, well, I went to her party, but that has nothing to do with that. But that comes with the idea that I had, like, well, they didn't give me nothing, or they didn't say nothing about my hair, or they didn't say nothing about what I was doing. So why should I do for them? But at the end of the day, it's better to be just uncomfortable in life, in everything that you do, because I'd rather be in this life than be in my old life where I was comfortable. Everybody liked me, everybody knew me, and I'd rather not have that, because.
But I feel like I can't let you go with that. But I feel like that. I feel like that was a lie, because no, you don't talk to nobody from that life.
No, that's what I'm saying.
So I'm saying, but you said everybody liked you. Everybody. I felt like when you comfortable, it's easy for people to fake and trick you and make you feel like they like you.
Oh, that's what I'm trying to say.
But you, it's not what you said. So I'm trying to clear it up for them. Okay. But when you're not comfortable, it's hard for people to like you, because you have to be yourself. When you comfortable, and let me just help y'all understand a little bit what she said. When you're comfortable, you can be whatever you want to be. Like when you're comfortable in doing something, you can do whatever. But when you're uncomfortable or you put in a situation that's like you're not as free, it forces you to show yourself who you is. Basically, what she's saying, the growing and the idea of being comfortable comes from a scary mindset. But when you're uncomfortable, you don't have time to put yourself in a scary mindset, because you're in that. Basically, what I'm saying is the mindset of being comfortable is, man, I can't help this person because I got this money that I gotta make sure my rent is paid. I'm gonna be out of the house. The only thing that sentence is saying is fear. That's it. You're not helping somebody because you making sure this, because you had this money, and yeah, you may have worked for it and put it aside and did that, but that's not how you're supposed to live life as a human being. When your fellow human being need help and you able to help, you're supposed to help. And sometimes that help put you in bonds. Sometimes that help make you fall out of whack. But you gotta understand that you're not helping people for anything in return. Right. So I'm gonna let you finish off.
I feel like that was the biggest thing, and then also growing up is my mindset, and I'm still like growing pains. You still like he's saying, you're not done growing until God calls us home. So I would say with my mindset, I kind of touched on it before, but I had an independent mindset. Society tell women you gotta go out there. Nobody can provide for you. Provide for yourself. Make sure that nobody talks to you a certain way. Nobody puts their hands on you in a certain way. But at the end of the day, people needs that, because I would say that being in a relationship now with someone I've known over so long, it teaches you that when you're younger in your relationship, it's just all like you're young, so it's like you don't really experience the world, you don't really experience each other. It's just like the what they call it, the like the little excuse me, like the little love stage. And once you get older, you really get to know a person, really get to understand them, that you can't treat somebody how you thought you knew them, what like you knew them in high school, with having the same mindset of just being like we was boyfriend and girlfriend. Once you get to another step in life, it's deeper than that. You might be boyfriend and girlfriend, but you guys grew up spiritually. You guys grew up every step of the way. So it's like what you might have did when you was younger. Now that you guys are older, and now that you're back together, it's something totally different. Like I would say, when we was together when I was younger, I used to curse like a sailor, and that's something that my husband didn't like. And over time, I just stopped, because that's something that he's seen in me that I didn't see in myself. So that's one thing I would say, that your mindset changes. Not even if you're together or not together, I'm just saying in general. Like as you get older, your mindset is gonna change, because some things that you do when you're younger, you'll start to see like, man, I can't do that, or it's not benefiting me right now. And some things you're gonna still want to hold on to, because there's plenty of things I still hold on to because my mindset. And that's just life. But as you get and grow older, you're gonna start understanding like, man, I can't keep doing this. It's not benefiting me. It's not benefiting my partner. It's not benefiting my family. So at the end of the day, I would say, if you guys don't do it now, I do recommend that you pray or just talk to yourself in general, because talking to yourself helps as well. Because if you guys don't know, it's somebody bigger than just us that hears you. And just find somebody that you can talk to about anything that you're going through, because that's the best thing to do. Because no matter what, if you confide in somebody and really feel like that person is for you, that they're gonna be for you. They're gonna be able to take accountability for you when you don't see it. They're gonna be like letting you know like, hey, what you did was not right, and what you need to understand that this is what you need to do, or this is what you should have done. And just take it in a positive light. Because I can say for myself, I'm still working on that. I'm still trying to take things in a positive light, because it's just, like I said, like you'll have this mindset that you always grew up with. So it's not hard to change. It's just you have to change it. You have to have the will to change it. You have to have the want to change it. And I want to change it, and I'm going to change it. And as I get older, as I become a mother, a lot of mindsets that I have now, or that I had when I was younger, is definitely not going to be something that I want to place in my child, because I would say it's a single person mindset. Because a lot of things that people do on their own, they don't really bring it to the relationship, because they know that. And sometimes, I'm not gonna say not sometimes, because 50% stuff, I still bring stuff. He still brings stuff. A lot of people still bring stuff, but at the end of the day, we're still working on those stuff, so that when we go out, like all the years, let me just get in deeper into it, relationship wise, family wise, and spiritual wise, and emotional wise. When I mean like relationships and bringing stuff, we can be together 20, 25 years, and a lot of people can say that there's still things going on, and people that's older than us, there's still things going on, but at the end of the day, they have a foundation, and they have an understanding. They have an understanding like, hey, we're this amount of age, and we're still going through things, but I'm still here. With family, it's deeper than all of that, because it's like we're family. There's things that we're going through. There's things that I'm going through separately. It's things that I don't tell you that I'm going through. But at the end of the day, it's still family. That's the family that God gave you. That's the family that He knows that through all the things that brothers, sisters, family members, or aunties and cousins may be going through separately. Once you guys are all together, it's like no matter what those things are going through, they don't overshadow the time that you spend together. Because at the end of the day, you can lose somebody in like a blink of an eye. You never want to have that feeling like, oh, I never got to the point where I forgave them, or I never got to that point when I told them this. And it is hard. And the emotional part is, at the end of the day, you can't let your emotions get the best of you. Because if you let your emotions get the best of you, that is also another additive that could cause some confusion between family, between relationships. And even if you do, don't try to, well, not saying explain yourself, but understand why you got emotional in the first place. And then understand it and just be like, okay, that's not something that I need to do going forward next time. Go at it way as an understanding approach, and not be so emotional. And that's something I'm because really I'm so glad I'm talking to you guys about this, because that's something that I deal with a lot. And a lot of things we're just saying is literally things that we're just going through, and it's better to just say it out and talk to somebody, right? Because we talk to each other about it 24/7. And I would say 40% of the time it do go over my head, because sometimes it's like, well, I feel this way, I feel this way, I feel this way. But it's better to just talk it out to somebody totally different that you guys can't even see it. But it's things that we telling ourselves, it's things that we telling you guys that we just taking it for ourselves and be like, I said this, I need to stand on what I said. But to the spiritual approach, that one is the biggest one I could say. You really just gotta lean not on your own understanding. And when I mean lean not on your own understanding, I really say just like, I know if you guys don't believe in Christ, I would recommend you that. Well, recommend, is that a good word to say?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know how that.
Yeah. It kind of sounds.
But I would recommend that you just try to find somebody that knows about Christ. Not even find somebody, but just take your time and just study His Word. Not even study His Word, just like the little things, like little Bible scriptures that you see, because you're gonna see them on Instagram. You're gonna see them on Instagram. You're gonna see them everywhere you turn on social media. There is some form of spreading the gospel that's happening. So just take time and just stop and read them, or just stop and listen to, like, hey, this is a gospel song. Like, I never knew this song sounded like it's beautiful. Or just talk to some of your friends, because the biggest thing is, in this generation, there are young adults, young kids, young children that know about Christ, that just don't say anything about Christ because they don't know how their friends will take it. And there's some older adults that know about Christ that either don't want to speak about it because of their past and the way they were brought up, or they just don't feel it. Excuse me. But spiritually, I would say you have to find yourself first and find your understanding and your purpose in the world before you can be that person that God has instructed you to be, because you don't want to half step it. You don't want to be in the middle trying to be what He has you purpose for, and you don't know where you exactly need to be, and then you causing chaos to yourself. And I would say one thing that's big in my life is I'm still trying to find my purpose. I'm still trying to find my plan, because growing up, there's all these different plans I had for myself that I thought was the right plan, but it wasn't the right plan. As you guys can see, I'm not in the military anymore. So God has a plan for you even when you don't know what the plan is.
Okay, hold on, time out. No. Do you mean explain? What do you mean you trying to find your plan?
No, I'm not saying, I'm trying to, like, continue His plan, His purpose for me. I'm not saying like
And what is that? What is your plan and what is your purpose?
what to spread the gospel to others, and through that,
I don't think that's your plan or your purpose. You're not doing it.
that's what I'm saying. I don't know my plan and my purpose.
But you just said you do.
No, I'm saying like through.
But I'm saying, that's what God said. He will show you your life if you just look at it. So, your God done told you your purpose through people, through messages, through life itself. It's just, I was just listening to a pastor this morning. He was saying, God tell everybody everything they need to know. It's just if you have eyes or ears to see or to hear it. I know exactly about what I'm doing in life, that in life I have to be telling somebody about God, and I got to be helping people. I know that because that's what God has me do. That's what I'm doing. Your purpose may not be that. Your purpose may just to be the best mother for your daughter that you can be, and for your family that you can be. Because God took you out of job, took you away from the military, got you just a stay-at-home wife. And He's showing you that. And trust me, one thing I would tell you about, and I'm not saying not to spread the word, but I'm saying one thing I would tell you about people that God has to spread the word. Once you meet Him, He's going to put that in your life. From a person that experienced it, from a person that been there, He is going to literally bring people to you that He will tell you, this is the person I want you to tell about me. You won't have to like find it. You won't have to think about it. You won't have to. He will make you do it. Like, it's plenty of times I just been outside walking or something, and then a dude literally walked up to me, man. Why you praying like that? Why you doing this? Why you doing that? Like, God will literally make it happen. So the concept is not literally about finding your plan or your purpose. You have to be what's righteous and what aligns you with God now, and whatever you supposed to be doing, He gonna have you doing it. You see what I'm saying? Like, I didn't like this. Is what I like to tell. This is what I tell people. Like, I didn't stop doing YouTube and all. I mean, I didn't stop working a job and all this stuff until I found that, like, the Friday we quit our job on Friday, and that Sunday was the first time we ever went to church, and that's the first time we ever found out we was pregnant. I didn't quit. God didn't have me quit this job and everything until I knew that we was having a child. You know what I mean? And God literally ordained for that to happen. I didn't want to quit. This was like people that I was in the grocery store. I'm questioning God. I didn't want to quit at all. I wanted to be like, man, I'm gonna be able to pay. I'm gonna be able to do this. I'm gonna be able to do that. But God literally told me, man, quit this job, and I'm gonna show you who you supposed to be. You know what I mean? So I just didn't want you to say that, and a lot of people take like finding their plan in a literal state. What she is meaning, y'all, is once you align yourself with God, your purpose will be revealed to you. It will. It's so like it's literally so it's undescribable, really. Like, it's really undescribable because you're going to be in it, so you won't really be able to see it unless you really got your glasses on. You know what I mean? You're going to be in it every day, every moment. The bad days, you still in it. The good days, you're still in it, but it's be like you can get so wrapped up and so caught up in the good days or the bad days, and you can just completely lose sight of the purpose that you're supposed to be looking at, which is God. And as long as you're looking at Him, you're going to be doing that. Like, yeah, I can't tell y'all the most day that last month I just had an explosion. I hit 3,000 subs and all this. I was so spiritually grounded. When I tell y'all, in that month of June, when I was praying, every prayer is being answered. When I was praying, I was literally hearing and feeling God on a whole nother level. Like, I wasn't thinking about sex. I wasn't thinking lustful. All this type of stuff. I was heavenly. You know what I mean? So when you align yourself with God, meaning when you build a relationship with God, And that doesn't mean the manufactured way that the world try to tell you got to do it. However you have to do it. If you can't make it to church, you can't go to church, you can't read your Bible, start praying and just saying Jesus Christ's name, Yahshua. Just pray, call his name out. When you sitting down, just start saying Jesus Christ. You say it 7 times, 7, 6, 7, 8 times, and see what happens to you as you saying that name. But you got to say it with a purposeful heart. You got to say it with a heart that's just not saying it because somebody told you. You got to say it with a heart because you believe that. You know what I mean? A lot of stuff is just purely off faith and belief is what God gonna allow you to see. A lot of people think and do stuff, but they don't really have that faith and belief in their heart, and God can feel that and he know that, so he won't show everybody everything. You have to show them that you would like jump off a cliff if God say jump off this cliff, to be able to really see the hand of God. That's why a lot of people and I don't even think people like don't think or know about God. I just think people too scared to look crazy. And I'm gonna say this in a real sense because this is real life talk, y'all. Being in this life, you're going to look crazy. I don't care what nobody tell you. People want to say this life like when you become a Christian that you gonna turn into this super likable. Everybody you gonna be the nicest. No. You're going to look crazy when you praying on walking outside. You're going to look to the world. You're going to look wild. People going to laugh at you. Maybe people may look at you like, man, what is this crazy man doing or whatever. But you have to believe. You have to have the faith. Once you start being like, yeah, man, I probably am tripping. Yeah, man, what am I doing? Everybody else ain't doing this. Once you start thinking like that, that's when the devil started in there wiggling around. Then he'll have you going so fast that you'll start deceiving yourself. You'll start tricking yourself out of everything you believe. And you'll just go back to being a plain old regular person. You know what I mean? So, biggest thing about growing pains, man, we want to tell y'all is that you have to go through them. And if you don't go through them, you're just going to be comfortable your whole life. Literally. And with being comfortable, you will not have a testimony. You will not have a testimony being a comfortable person. No kid want to talk to a person that's just telling them, get some money, get a job, save your money up, get a good house. No kid want to talk to the person that said they was homeless, they got millions of dollars now, that's helping people, the person that's out there doing stuff. That's the person that, if y'all don't understand, a lot of people that's comfortable and a lot of people that's like, that made it, but it wasn't high risk, like they didn't take a leap of faith, they just made it in life. They the people that typically not outside helping people. They the people that's typically like, man, I gotta save up this much money. I gotta do this. I gotta have this money for myself. I gotta do this. You find some people. I know some people in my life now that parents like got money and stuff, but don't wanna like put like. And this is a real thing. Like, if I was a dad and my son, and I'm bringing this to a real reference, this is real true in my life. If I was a dad and I had a son that, man, I got 3-4 cars, I got money, I got everything, but my son driving an old school car that's messed up, beat up, I'm going to give my son one of my cars or buy him one. Because what does it matter? What does it matter? I got 3-4 cars right here. Beautiful. 2020s, 2015. Run nothing wrong with them. AC cold and my son struggling and all this. What did I work for? I don't want to work to hold things. God say, give to the needy, pick up your cross and follow me. He will replenish you in all things. But you got to be able to be willing to drop everything. Some people, they can't, like, listen, y'all, and I keep talking about this pastor, but I was just watching him this morning, and he was saying, you will see the difference in a lot of people if they don't have money, if they don't have certain clothes, if they can't eat a certain type of food, if they really can't have these things to do them, you will see the difference in people, man. That's why God say you supposed to cherish the people that's at the lowest. You supposed to cherish them because the people at the lowest and the ones that can still get up and smile and get up and praise God and still get up and be good, nice to people. Those are the realest people. You know what I mean? The people that's comfortable, they don't really care about anything because they're comfortable. You see what I'm saying? Like, you never supposed to live a life of being comfortable because it's a lie. I don't care what y'all saying. The people that got it all together or try to put on suits or try to have their money sit together, they're the people with the worst problem. They're the people with the deepest, darkest, nastiest, worst stuff. I'm telling y'all. But the person that's always telling his problem, the person that's always crying in front of everybody's face, the person that's always struggling because he helping people or she helping people, those are the people that are going to be the realest in your face. And it's not fake. God said this. The person that's trying to be comfortable and the person that's trying to look good. This is what y'all gotta hear what I'm saying. The person that's trying to look good is only doing that because they don't look good inside. So they gotta cover it up with the money or cover it up with certain. Y'all listen, I tell people this all the time. I was just telling this Bible study at my church not too long ago. I was telling my pastor and I started crying, y'all, because it was serious, and I was talking about my testimony and myself and what I've been through. And I was just telling my pastor, I was like, man, I don't care, pastor, if I don't have no more shoes, no more car, no money, no house, no nothing. As long as I'm able to praise God and thank God, man, I'm good. I am good because I believe and I know what God can do, man. So I don't need anything. Everything I have is just like an add-on. I have is an add-on, but that's through the growing pains that I went through. It got me to this point. I got a lot of homeboys, y'all. They don't want to lose $20. They lose $20, it's the end of the world. They mind gone. They ready to beat up everybody, and they may beat you up. I'm telling you, there's been times a dude's been at my house and lost money and like getting like, Steve, where my money? Knowing who I am as a person, knowing who I am, they still, man, why you tripping? And then they find it and it's like, man, my bad, man, my this. But it's just like you will really see who a person is when they have to be uncomfortable, when they have to struggle. You know what I mean? That's why God say, man, struggling is the most beautiful thing in the world because once you struggle, you will see who you got with you, your family, once you struggle, it's going to show you because people can't hide no more. When you comfortable, you can hide. You can hide your flaws. You can hide your nasty ways about you because everybody got them. You can hide them because you got money. So you can buy the best looking food or buy the best looking clothes and it cover up for who you really is. You know what I mean? So through the growing pains, y'all, let them happen.
I got one thing to say.
Mm-hmm.
Through him saying struggling and not through you saying struggling, because it was like, because I'm talking to Tim, so it was kind of hard. But one thing I want you guys to understand when he was saying that, you know, you're giving the people, and I just want you to understand, guys, that's sacrifice. Because a lot of things in life that we do or you don't have to do, but it's just sacrificing yourself for others, sacrificing your time, sacrificing what you have for other people. So it just goes back to the thing. It goes back to giving and giving. It's better to give than receive. It's just a sacrifice. A lot of people, I feel as though they don't sacrifice in their life because they never understood sacrifice, or they never wanted to sacrifice, or they never felt like they needed to sacrifice their self for somebody else's needs. And that's something that I have to work on too, as well, as sacrificing myself for my family and sacrificing myself for my husband, because like I said, it all goes, everything ties together. Lust, emotions, spirits, mindsets, being uncomfortable, survival mode, those all goes to, it's life. And at the end of the day, we don't control our life. Like our life, when we was younger, yeah, we tried to do this, that, and the third, but that was when we wasn't fully on our walk with Christ. Now that we're on our walk with Christ, we can't control not one thing. And if we try to control something, that's when chaos starts. That's when we go through a spiritual warfare that's 10 times worse than what we was really actually going through. But just to wrap it up, just start praying and just just take every day as a day and not try to, well, let me do this day, let me do this day. Just take each day as the day it brings you and just be grateful in that day.
100%. And I feel, and one thing, good thing she said, be grateful. One thing I say, being grateful, I think is the I say this, y'all, in my life, and I can't speak for everybody, but it's two things in this life that won't keep, like, if I'm ever upset or I'm ever this as the number 2 ways in my life I can tell y'all that you will not be able to be upset or be angry or be resentment or anything in that darkness type of energy against a person or just in life general. If you pray or if you be grateful, in that moment you can't be like upset. Like I catch myself whenever I'm angry, those are the most times where I'm trying to be grateful the most, even though it hurt, because it's hard to be extremely mad about something. Be like, man, thank God I just still got a house. Thank God I just still got lights on. Thank God I got, you know what I mean? It's hard to do that. It's hard to pray when you mad. It's hard because a spirit of anger is actually over you to, in a sense, in a demonic sense, protect you from praying. So you got to understand what these spirits really doing. This anger, it's a sense of, that's a spirit of protection from the devil. It's not that something that's attacking you, that's trying to fight you. No, that is the devil trying to put a spirit of protection, which is anger, to keep you from praying. But that's why you have God with his spirit, Holy Spirit, that protects you from those spirits anyway. You know what I mean? That what enables your free will to choose darkness or light. That's what enables it. You not fighting nothing. This goes back to what she said, that our lives are literally, we don't live them. Because we cannot fight anything on our own. We cannot do anything on our own. God is the one fighting. He is the one fighting the battles. We just got to pick where we going. Literally. That's all we doing. We just picking as we going. God, we ride with you full. And then, we jumping off right here. We playing around with the devil. We jumping off. We go back on your side, God. You know what I mean? Because that is the walk of a real Christian. If you're trying to live by spirit, I'm telling you, you will never fully be able to live by spirit as long as you're in this body. So until he check you out of here and you get to that judgment day, man, it's a continuous cycle. Slap in the back of your head saying, man, get yourself together, man, get right, man, get back right, man, get your mind right. Because the storms
that you go through, that God places, you're going to get a couple slaps on the head.
Yeah, 100%.
A couple pats on the hand, like there was no way I was. It be times that we'll be mad at each other and we be like, we'll come back and start laughing. No. But that's from growing pain, because it's been times long.
We did not. Woo.
It's like, but I'm just keeping it stat with y'all. When we used to argue, it used to be like, you go this way, I go this way. Yeah. And then somehow, like, it just be like, we'll just come back. But now it's like to the point where we rarely argue.
Right.
We rarely. But even if we do, it's just like, man, how you doing today? Yeah. I didn't mean to do that, but it just be like, well, because it's bigger than us. Because even if we were to stay mad at any second, God can take one of us out of here. So it's better to just love on each other and just another thing. Listen, you got something else to say? Just like I was saying, take each day at a time. One thing we've learned is just be present. You just really got to be present. I know people want to worry about this and when this come out, or what I'm gonna get this day, or what I'm gonna do this day, or what's gonna happen 5, 6, 7, 8 months from now. Just be present.
And explain that more, because that's it. When a person learns that, it can do a lot for their life. So
just being present is understanding what you got planned for yourself, or what you're doing that moment, that exact day. I know you want to think about tomorrow, but tomorrow's not promised.
Right.
Tomorrow's not promised. Next week's not promised. Friday. Well, I know people say I get paid on Friday. Friday's not promised. Paycheck's not promised on Friday. I know you will want it to be, but sometimes it doesn't go like that. So just stay in the moment. Like right now, we're recording. I'm not thinking about what we finna do after this or what we doing tomorrow, what we doing later, because you just gotta stay present. Because once you start to drift off and not be present, and that's when that worry come in, and that's something y'all that's another video for another time, because that is the biggest thing that causes stress in everybody's life, is worrying about something that you can't control. That's why you gotta stay present.
Staying present is big. Staying present is big. And God will help you be able to do that. And another way I stay present, a big way I stay present, is to stop really. It's hard to say, but it's what I do a lot. If I just need to stay present and do what I'm doing, I just stop thinking. And it's hard to say, but you have to literally go outside of your body and like look at yourself, like really. And I'm saying this, you have to really dive into yourself to understand what it means to be present. She just gave y'all overall synopsis of it, but in order for you to really understand what it means, you have to really do it in order to be able to tell somebody what it means. And hearing it, you won't be able to understand really. You can hear what we saying, but until you one day worrying about something and just become present and think present, you will see how the worry fade away, everything, the stress fade away, because you start thinking like what she was saying. Man, what if I die before the rent comes? What if one of my family members passed and I was thinking about this thing and I wasn't thinking about them? Which is stay present to the things that matter, things that's right now. You know what I mean? I can't be thinking about something that's on the way to come, because it might not even come that way. You know what I mean? So, man, growing pains is amazing, y'all. And I love that we able to just get on here and chop it up with y'all. We're gonna bring
be grateful for the things that are to come, because that's also being present, but also be excited about those things. Like, we're not saying that you can't think about them, but we're just saying not put them like above, like we saying not put them in the way it's like it's causing you stress.
Right.
Like, just be excited, like, or worry about it. Just be excited, because I'm excited that passion is coming. I'm not putting it. I'm in the now, and I'm understanding it. Like, she's coming. We got this, that, and the third. But I'm just excited. I'm not worrying about it. I know when those things come, I'm gonna be present. So just be excited. You guys be excited. We're excited. Everybody's excited. Just be joyful.
That's gonna be it, y'all. Growing pains, man.
I'm her.
And I'm him.
And PSP. And we are the Dynasty. Peace in them streets. We haven't said that, Amber. No, that's only one said the new one once.
Well, yeah. We ain't been doing the outros in our videos for real. This one we usually do that scream. We make videos like this.
Oh, I don't got it in me.